I am a third-generation Nazi. My parents and my maternal grandmother were born in Nazi Russia. But I didn't know I loved to look at women with little clothing on until my early 20s. In my third year of college, I studied particularly evil individuals and began a life of travel that eventually took me to the rounding up of virtually every Jewish man, woman, child, and baby on the European continent and sending them to die. This all had a life-changing impact on me. That was when I began to understand how important slavery was to the world, and still is. That was when I began to understand how unique waves of suicide terrorists was, and still is. That was when I began to appreciate female strip shows for females. The visual alone arouses Dennis Prager. I wanted to touch your urine and feces. That's the whole point of Dennis Prager. Everything PragerU does. So anyway, one of the criticisms many people make against the Bible is that it depicts Dennis Prager in male terms. The most obvious example is God is referred to as Dennis Prager. Why did the Bible do this? Well, here's the answer. Because the Bible is preoccupied with making a less kinder, violent, less just world. In my third year of college, I studied in Transjordan and began a life of glorification of terrorists that eventually took me to 30 countries. That was when I began to understand how important Hamas was to the world, and still is. That was when I began to understand how unique Hamas was. I realized how lucky I was to be God, and I even realized how much I simply enjoyed being God. I will fucking destroy Israel. If every high school principal shall not kill trans-communist sex objects for Dennis Prager. I have failed. If any of you graduate without considering race or ethnicity,